Let's activate our missing persons quest so we know where we're selling to. Shouldn't be too far across the water. Should be a pretty short trip. We'll pass by this island and see if there's anything on it on the way over. But I'm not sure if there will be. As much as I'm not a huge fan of just sailing through this game, it is a nice break, you know, from the monster hunting until a bunch of sirens attack you from up in the air. But this part of the ocean seems kind of free of sirens. So we're safe there. Am I gonna have anything pop up as I pass this island? Looking at the mini-map as I pass by it, I don't see anything, so let's just keep going. And I think we already see the island we're going to straight up ahead as well. That's nice. Our goal before the stream ends, we're a little over 2 hours in. We're going to do the main quest here, which is this missing persons quest. It'll lead straight into the next one, which is nameless and also on this island. We'll complete that alongside another side quest that's basically in the same exact area. And then we'll have a Ciri quest to do. And then we're going to finish off the stream with one final quest with Yennefer. And that should... Is there something... Oh, it's a whale back there. I thought it was an enemy following me. Once we do all that, we should be finished with the Skellige main quest line. We'll have the option to leave and start the process to get into Kaer Morhen, the next region of the game. But we're going to stick around in Skellige because there's still so much of it that I haven't explored. And one of them's going to grab onto my boat here. They're trying to. You can see them following me underwater on the mini-map. I'm just going to keep going. We're going to stick around in Skellige. There it is. Because there's still a lot of stuff that we haven't explored here. There's definitely a good bit of side quests that we haven't done here either. Oh my god, leave my boat alone. We'll park here. That's the problem with sailing around here, by the way, when they start attacking you and they tear your boat apart. Because I'm pretty sure once your boat completely sinks, if my boat were to sink right here, I'm just stuck in the water. I gotta swim somewhere. There are no fast travel points there, which is very annoying. Looks like Yennefer landed here, so we'll follow the coast around. Or swim around the water here. Apparently we can't follow that steep cliff. But yeah, there's so much of Skellige we haven't really explored yet. There's an entire island, I think, to the northeast that we haven't even touched on. That has a few different villages at it. So we'll be knocking out side quests and still hitting all these points of interest too. And then we'll finally go to Kaer Morhen. And once you go to Kaer Morhen, that kind of signifies like the final act of the game, I think. Can't remember for sure if we do stuff in Kaer Morhen and then we go to like the final act, but like we're getting there. Hey Yennefer, I made it.
Greetings, Yen.
Good thing you're here. The frostbite was starting to set in.
You should have dressed warmer.
Next you'll be pinning mittens to my coat. Can we go?
Yeah.
Quite a few years since I was last on Hindisfjall, but if I remember correctly, Lofoten should be this way. Raised huts and fresh graves. This must be it.
Gathering of some kind. We've come at a bad time.
There's no good time to talk about the Wild Hunt.
Yeah, so if you remember, the big deal here was that the Wild Hunt came here and killed a bunch of people after they dealt with Ciri and the mysterious mage. So a lot of people are dead here.
Ritual of some kind. We'll have to wait.
We'll do no such thing. Dear sisters, pardon the interruption, but we've an important matter to discuss.
Can you not see we're commemorating the dead? So,
And we're looking for someone who's still alive. Please, this is urgent.
Then speak.
They say the wild hunt destroyed this village.
That is true, though few believe us. You don't either, I'm sure. Did you see riders on skeletal horses, wearing frost-covered armor?
Aye, that's how it was. They landed on our shores in a ship made of the claws of dead men, like in the ballads. Leif yelled to grab the children. Then they came, cut him across his face. He tried to whisper, only blood came out.
You were to ask about someone, not prod their wounds. That's enough.
What happened then?
I think we're good.
Yen, leave her alone.
You don't understand. If we can learn where...
I understand, and I'm still asking you to stop.
You're right.
Get to the point. Now.
We're looking for a young woman, name of Ciri. Ashen hair, green eyes.
I'm sorry. She is not here.
unless she lies in a grave. That is, I do not recall one by that name. But I've buried so many, I may have forgotten.
This Ciri, has she a scar here on her cheek?
Yes. Yes, what happened to her?
Don't know. Saw her but for a moment, right before it all. She was in the stables with Craven. 1,000 curses upon him.
Remember anything else? Anything at all?
Only that she seemed tired. Very tired. And her hair was wet.
Great. So we know she bathed. Progress.
I'm sorry,
Craven!
My apologies. Craven. Craven could have told you more.
This Craven you mentioned, does he have a name?
He did. Until
I
the
thought
elders
Craven
struck
was his
him from
name.
The saga of ancestors.
It's as if he has ceased to exist. The lore forbids anyone from touching him, speaking to him, even uttering his name.
What did he do to deserve that?
He fled from the wild hunt. He alone.
We need to talk to him, even if it's not in keeping with your customs.
You've come too late. He went to the garden to fight Morkvag.
A coward who willingly seeks battle? Am I the only one who sees the contradiction?
That's why he did it. Craven knew he would prove the elders wrong only if he killed Morkvarg.
And thus regain his honor and his name.
Trial by ordeal. Very Skellige.
I do not mock your laws. Please also respect ours.
Morkvarg. What's that?
Who, you mean?
The vilest man ever to inhabit Skellige. Nothing was ever sacred to him. He attacked his own clan's lands, took gold from Nilfgaard, killed children, pregnant women.
Know the type.
They said he feared only one thing, the wrath of the gods. Morkvarg sought to prove how wrong they were, so he sailed to Hindisfjall to ransack the goddess's garden. This was over a decade ago.
Archpriestess Ulva stood in his way. He thrust a blade between her ribs and cast her down in the mud. As her lifeblood left her, she cursed him, and Morkvarg transformed into a beast.
A curse? A monster? You've got some work to do.
I can get rid of Morkvarg. Don't know what he's turned into, but a silver sword should do the trick.
It's not that simple. There have been those who have bested Morkvarg, yet he always returns.
So, it's a complex curse. Meaning I need more information.
I understand, but I've told you all I know.
Speak with Torridar's son, Einar. He was in the garden when Morkvarg and his men attacked. He saw what happened. Of all the pilgrims there at the time, he alone escaped with his life. He settled in Larvik. You'll find him there at the landing, provided he's not out to sea when you arrive.
Hey, welcome back, Hunter. You haven't missed too much. I've just done a bunch of side quests pretty much. Now I'm back on the main quest.
Where is this holy garden?
Not far from here. North. We cultivated healing herbs there once.
And now?
Now we walk only as far as the tree the goddess planted. We place our offerings and make our pleas before it.
Those who venture below remain in the garden forever.
Thanks for your help.
I understand you intend to enter the garden. I dislike it when foreigners enter the sacred grounds, but so be it.
Custom demands pilgrims make an offering of their own blood before the tree. Craven surely did so. Unless he lacked not only courage, but respect for Freyr as well.
You needn't worry about us. Geralt and I always give the gods the respect they are due.
Oh yeah, that's totally what we're gonna do, knowing how this turns out.
Kneel
Okay.
before the goddess. Pay her homage.
So, basically, Ciri was here, and she was spending time with this Craven guy. But Ciri's gone, so we need to talk to Craven. But Craven went up here to fight this Morkvarg guy. And Morkvarg is some, like, very
Worried
evil
this
dude.
trail might have gone cold.
Even if Craven's dead, we'll manage.
How exactly?
You'll see when the time comes,
You could stand to be nicer sometimes.
I suppose. But then I wouldn't be the woman you fell in love with, would I? Hey, Geralt. Come back.
I'm working on something in. Morkvarg was this very evil man that got cursed, turned into a monster. And even though people have killed him before, he just keeps coming back. Which is fun, right? So much fun. Alright. Just wanted to take that out since we discovered it. This entire game, you're looking for Ciri, and she has been literally everywhere. But also, you gotta realize, she's been being chased by the Wild Hunt, which is relentless. So she has good reason to just run around everywhere. We're at the point in the game, though, where we're starting to close in on her trail. It's only taken, fucking, on YouTube, over 90
My.
episodes.
That must be Morkvarg. Quite the appetite.
Might even call it Wolven.
A bite. Just one morsel. One piece. A crumb. Food. Food. Shite. Not again. Not again.
He doesn't seem happy to see us.
Wait till he gets
So
a
yeah,
closer
that's
look at
Morkvarg.
me.
That's who we're dealing with, who Craven went to deal with.
So, where shall we start?
Let's go to that tree the sisters mentioned.
Plan to bleed yourself for the goddess?
Not necessarily, but Craven did. We just might pick up his scent.
Hey, I'm thinking at some point we need to turn out of here, and we need to go down to Larvik, which is this town here. But I want to keep following Yennefer until we split off for now. Which I think we'll split off at this tree.
Craven was here. Look, the impression. Kneeled down on one knee and cut himself to make the offering. Bloodstains, see them?
No. I may be inhumanly beautiful, but I don't have superhuman senses. Not like you.
Which is why you should stay up here. No offense, but in that undergrowth and mud, you'd be like a...
Ball and chain?
Planned to say it gentler, but yeah, that's basically what I had in mind.
Fine. We'll do as you say. If the need arises, I can cast spells from up here.
Thought you might object.
Me? Please. I can be extraordinarily conciliatory.
Yen, look me in the eye. What are you plotting?
Many things. How to seize the Temerian crown, how to sell Kaer Morhen out from under you. Go already!
Okay, so we'll take this point to go and try and find the we'll go to Larvik now. Natural segue, the story does kind of point you from Velen to Novigrad to Skellige. But honestly, after you get out of the first prologue area, which is White Orchard, you're basically told that, hey, Ciri has been rumored and cited to have been in these 3 regions. And at that point, you have the option to go to any of the 3 right away. But it's not that simple. Like, if you know what you're doing, it's very easy to jump straight to Skellige. But basically, you only get a fast travel point to Velen right away. And then in order... what road am I following here? God, these roads are so confusing. In order to get to Novigrad from Velen, it heavily suggests that you need a pass, because that's like the border. That's from getting from the war zone where Nilfgaard has taken over into what's still free and rightly the north. So you need a border pass to get through there, which isn't super hard to get. There are a few different ways to get it. Alternatively, you can also just swim across the river at any point where there aren't any actual locations. But the game does kind of suggest you start at Velen, you run around there for a little bit, then get a border pass and go to Novigrad. Now, to get to Skellige, you have to go from Novigrad. You have to get a ship from there. And again, the game suggests, like, hey, I should go there. No, the game wants you to get 1,000 gold before you can get a ride to Skellige. Which is very easy to do at that point. Also easy to do if you know what you're doing. But it, again, suggests that you run around Novigrad to get to Skellige first. So there is that, like, natural progression. But if you know what you're doing, you can just skip straight to Skellige.
And they grow bolder by the day. Crawl out to attack the living. We'll kill them all. Clear the mine with our swords in our hands. Honor our fathers in doing so.
I'm a witcher. Could go with you and help.
And steal the glory due us? No chance.
Glory won't do much for you if ghouls are gnawing on your bones.
When you're thinking it, makes sense.
All right. You lead the way then.
There is actually a quest that you can get here at the end of the Skellige questline that you only get if you haven't actually played through Velen yet. So basically, at the end of the Skellige questline, we're going to have to go search for something that, because we've... okay, let's back away. Because we've already played through Velen, we already know where that something is, so we don't get that quest. But if you were to skip to Skellige and play the Skellige storyline first, without knowing where that thing is in Velen, the quest would point you back to Velen and you would get that. So it's just a funny little sequence break that you kind of have to do to get all the quests in the game. I didn't do it in this playthrough, but I did kind of edit it into the YouTube playthrough after I finished Velen. Oh my god, these guys are getting hurt a little bit. I think we're good? Yeah, okay.
Last one. Drag the corpses outside.
As for segueing out of Skellige, like I said, we'll find out something at the end of Skellige that we need to go back and look for, and that's kind of our segue out.
And will be for long.
Folk are generous with gratitude, not so much with coin.
Oh, hi. Sorry. Afterglow of the battle, we're still caught up. Damn, you slice him good. Here, for you.
Thanks. Farewell.
The favor Lady Brand did for our son sure
It is sort of like railroading, like from a D&D campaign. Like, you can go anywhere. The DM should have many areas to improvise or prep for beforehand. But the DM's gonna point you to where he wants the story to go, you know? And the story should go Velen, Novigrad, Skellige. That being said, though, even if you did skip to Skellige, you would still have to go back and do the Novigrad and Velen quest lines. You have to do all 3 of them before you can unlock Kaer Morhen, the next area.
You're a watcher? I saying right?
Yes. Got work for me?
If you're willing. Some manner of evil prowls about. Got us scared to venture out of the village.
Any idea what kind of beast this is?
Oh, you hear all sorts of things. The wenches clean the nets, blather about koshches and manticores. But I reckon that's hogwash. We'd seek the counsel of Freya's priestesses, we would. But how can we when we can't get to the shrine?
And nobody's gotten a glimpse of the beast? From a distance even?
Oh, they have. Right close. Closer than boot and strap. Soon after, their blood spattered the underbrush. Near from the start, no ordinary man could handle the beast. But Sverre insisted. Mustered a crew and... Only 4 came back. The rest massacred east of the village. So, will you help?
I'll tend to the monster.
Not your first, that's clear enough. Not like our lads. Heads full of fire, but not a morsel of thought between them.
The 4 survivors. Where'll I find them?
Aim to talk to Sverre. Maybe 'tain't a bad idea. They're sitting over there by that hut.
Alright, so this should be a strange beast. We'll knock this out before we continue with any of the other stuff. I see... There's this here. We might run into some merchants around here during the day. This is probably going to waste an alcohol because we're missing a swallow. Yeah, that's fine. That gets people out and about. Like this armorer here.
How can I be of service? In times like these, don't pay to save coins on weapons.
So yeah, funny thing about that comment that I thought about when he said it. He mentions koshches and manticores.
Show me what you...
Manticores are some of the scariest monsters ever to fight in Witcher lore. And you don't see any of them in the first 3 games. But if you've watched the gameplay, the tech demo for Witcher 4, there is indeed a manticore in that game that we will most likely have to fight, so that's going to be a fun thing. Yeah, there's a lesser. And then he mentions koshches too. Koshches are mage creations, but we actually fight one of those in The Witcher 1, like towards the very end of the game. So those are definitely real things. But I don't want to sell the Unvik stuff. It only has 23 left. I doubt any of the armor will sell. Yeah. Okay. We're back above 30,000. That's good. Let's play Gwent. Never ends with the Gwent.
A few rounds of Gwent.
We have crushed every Gwent game this stream so far. It's bound to end at some point. Okay, opponent's leader, Cancer's our leader. He has Nilfgaard. I think those are pretty good for special cards. We got a Spy and Dandelion. Let's roll with it. Nilfgaard, for the most part, is an easy deck to play against. Nilfgaard and Northern Realms are the easier ones. Are you fucking serious? I just drew 2 clear weather cards from that? That is so garbage, dude. Whatever. Let's start with Geralt. Oh, you missed so many Gwent games while you were gone. That Gwent Skellige style quest, I completely finished it. I'm really kind of pissed off that I drew both of these. But it is what it is. Let's play Siege. And you're scorching my Siege, okay. Don't have a lot of options for good stuff to play right now. Okay, let's play Roach. God damn. Okay. I think I'm gonna have to play Dandelion? I have Valintrameth, but his effect won't do anything right now. I think at this point, I probably just want to stall you out for the next round, make you use more cards. Okay, now Valintrameth will do something. I'll get rid of that 5. And you count as a 14. Okay. Okay, I think play here is to Biting Frost you, right? You'll lose 4, 6, 7. No, that's not the play, because I'll lose way more than you. I'm going to decoy back Valintrameth for the next round. And you're going to pass. I'm going to let you win this one, I think. Yeah. Because you only have 2 cards left. You have 2 cards left, and I can play Yennefer. And bring back a Trebuchet, and basically guarantee a win this round. Okay. That's okay. It's still a win this round. And you have no cards for the 3rd round. And I have Valintrameth. And a Spy. Why not? Let's see what we would have gotten from a Spy card. Okay, not bad. We would have gotten a hero card. Okay, that one was a bit closer than every other Gwent game I've played this stream, but still not very difficult.
If only Miss Sven could
Alright, so we need to talk to the warriors. There's another merchant and probably an innkeeper over here that's going to want to play with us.
Greetings. Looking to buy?
Yep. It never ends with Gwent,
Show
dude.
me wares.
It wouldn't be so bad if they weren't, like, all spaced so close together. Okay, what do we want to sell here? Sheodal's armor, you can take that. You have 28 left. Can you buy the food and drink I have? You can. Go ahead and get rid of this here. Okay, that's good enough for you. Let's play more Gwent.
Wouldn't mind a few rounds of cards.
We're playing Northern Realms. We don't need 2 Biting Frosts. We got 2 Spies. We got a Dandelion. We got a Decoy. Got a couple hero cards. I think this is fine. Okay. That's fine. What did I draw there? I drew a Fog and I drew Ciri. Okay. Okay, that's pretty good. Another Spy card. Drew Stennis. Better, though. Let me decoy your Spy card back to me. I have no idea what you mean by that, Hunter. You'll have to... You'll have to explain it to me later. Okay, do you think I have enough cards yet? I got 14 cards, you have 7. What would it take to beat 34 kind of easily? Let's see, 10, 20, 28. No. I don't know if I want to play Ciri. Oh, you know what? Let's just do a Frost. And then we'll play you. And we will play Ciri. And we still come out of this with 5 more cards than they have. Okay, let's start with a blue stripe Dandelion combo. Okay, that puts us pretty high up already. John Natalis. I don't think I have that card yet. That's another hero card for Northern Realms. I would have that in my deck if I had it. Look, I can play hero cards too. I'm gonna play you now and redraw a card from round 1. Oh, because I played the hero cards. I didn't have a card from round 1. Oh well, minor waste there. I think this is still definitely a win for me. Oh, that's a nice waste. Hey, you know what? I can do that too. Oh, you haven't passed yet because you still had your leader ability, and you didn't use it. What was your leader ability? Oh, clear any weather effects. Okay. See, the issue is I've been absolutely stomping all the Gwent games this stream. All my luck's gonna go away next stream. That's how it's gonna be. This innkeeper probably wants to play with us. He'll also have some cards we can buy.
Greetings. Impressive tavern.
Tavern? This ain't no tavern. 'Tis the House of Warriors.
So what do folk do in the House of Warriors? Fight?
At times, one will take the other and give 'em a good slapping, aye? But mostly, folk come here to drink, eat, warm their bones by the fire, chatter a bit. Maybe listen to a skald bay to the moon.
About what folk do at a tavern.
You continentals don't understand a thing. You need some of our mead. Brewed wisdom it is.
Yep, there's the Gwent. But let's buy some cards first.
Let me have a look.
Oh, he actually doesn't have cards for sale. That's kind of lame. You know, I can see it, Hunter. I can definitely see it. This is definitely worse, so we'll sell that. Keeping the Archgriffin trophy. I don't think we have another one.
Yearning to play a few rounds of Gwent. That ought to set me straight.
Oh, I'm gonna set him straight. He's playing Skellige, so we probably want a Biting Frost card. Yep, there we go. Love it when it works out like that. No spies. So, do we want a decoy? Skellige doesn't really have any spy cards he can play back to us, except for a hero card, so decoy wouldn't do anything on that. So let's get rid of decoy. Yep, that's the one I was talking about, the hero spy card that we just can't do anything about. Do I want to start strong with Ciri? No, let's just start strong with our other 2 hero cards. He's starting to muster. Okay, that's fine. That's why we have Biting Frost. Okay, and you're gonna muster in Roach, I bet? No, okay, you don't have Roach in your deck. Okay. Do I? Yeah, why not? Probably could have waited for him to get stronger cards out there to do that, but that's fine. Oh yeah, like that. Could have wrecked all 3 of those 5s if I waited. Oh well. Okay, you're raining on my parade, literally. Let's stall you out a little bit. Let's play some Fog. Commander's Horn. Okay. Let's play you, because I get the feeling you're about to pass. Yep. Which is prime time for me to do that, because you can't do anything about it now. Only 2 ahead. That sucks. I'm actually down on cards. This might be the first loss of the stream here. Unless I got something better than that, but I didn't. We'll play everything but Ciri. I need to hold on to Ciri for a possible round 3. We'll use all of our other cards just to try and bait out more of his. Okay. So our play here is to pass, let him win this round, and hope his last 2 cards aren't good enough to beat Ciri. Oh god, okay. Wait. Okay, that's... So he drew back a 7, right? So his... Fuck, okay. He won this one. That's our first loss of the stream. Because I'm pretty sure his other card he brought back was a 7. No, it was a 6. He barely wins. I can't win them all. Let's go again.
Yeah. Yearning to play a few rounds of...
Okay, get rid of that. We'll play with that. Okay. See what I get. Not great stuff. You're doing that. At least now we'll be even on cards. We weren't even last round, which was part of the issue. Let's go ahead and play our hero cards like last time. I think we'll have to start with, or go ahead and do you. We'll stall here and we'll do some fog from our leader ability. Okay. Kind of saw that coming, but that's fine. Play you. Okay. It's fine, we got that out of the way, at least. Trying to think. Wait. Don't pass. Is that... Okay. Yeah, we'll just do this, and we'll bring that catapult back. Okay, there's the musters. That's what I've been waiting on. Been waiting on that so that we can Biting Frost him. Do we want to do it now or do we want to wait though? Let's stall him with the clear weather. Okay, he just did that again. Love that. He had a second Scorch card. I'm gonna go ahead and play these guys. Just to try and draw out... Okay. Oh, come on. So do I want to Biting Frost him here now or save that for round 2 and just play this guy then? That's a tough one. I think the play here is Biting Frost. And you'll see why in a second. That lets me win this round. Decoy is nice. Now I can play Yennefer. And I can bring him back. So I can still do that combo. If he has another Scorch card, I swear, dude. Let's try and bait out any other cards he might have. God, no, bro. Damn it. Okay, so that's a problem. So we'll go ahead and decoy this back for round 3, is what we'll do. Yeah, okay. Now he's screwed. He can't win round 3. Because we'll just play that, and win. Okay. I think, based on what I have planned for the stream, that might be our last Squint game of the stream, hopefully, so we can get on to some more important stuff.
Oh, ask this Witcher. He'll tell you monsters don't set traps.
What's the issue?
Ye or anyone ever heard of a beast setting a wagon in the road, then waiting in ambush? They're too playing dumb for that, damn it.
Dumb or no, they tore a few of our lads to shreds, and we ran like rats. They deserve to be buried.
Really thought you could take on this monster on your own?
We had to try. If we didn't, who would? Think Larvik's some kind of getaway for mutants? Witchers stopping in every week?
Willing to talk about it? Tell me what happened?
Ask away.
Remember what the monster looked like?
It were dark. Casper thought he saw something, but...
'Cause I did. It was huge. Its maw all blood smeared. Bugger gutted Ungi with one claw, near spliced him in 2.
Word is, you were ambushed. Tell me where.
Short way from here, along the road to Lofferton. Saw a wagon crosswise the road near the woods.
We barely got to it when something came rushing through the underbrush, and whoosh! Blood spurted in me eyes. I wiped it away, looked, saw Einar lying dead.
Interesting. Thanks.
Huh. For what?
It is kind of bright. Kind of off-putting a little bit. Let's go find the ambush site. I mentioned that we're pretty much done with Gwent for the stream. I think this might be our last side quest for the stream too. Yeah, that's kind of what it is. Like I wanna go straight to them when I see that yellow. Alright, this is the ambush site right here.
Something really did tear him to pieces.
Okay.
Looks like blood, but... Red clay.
Red clay. That's interesting.
Not much left. Beast must have dragged the shredded body to the woods. Creature leading the Neckers is sentient. Gotta be. Capable of setting primitive traps at least. Tracks lead into the woods.
Okay, so it's a Hagubman. What is a Hagubman? Hagubman. Your average Necker is cowardly and weak and only ever attacks in groups, so even then only when the group greatly outnumbers its opponents, yet at times there will appear among them an individual who towers over the rest in terms of strength, stamina, and cunning. Such Neckers are usually called warriors, though that name is misleading. Warriors fight with honor, face to face. These overgrown Neckers act more like assassins. They strike by surprise from hiding in the back or when their opponent exposes himself while attacking. Luckily, like other Neckers, warriors are vulnerable to all the signs, and their blows can be easily parried or countered. Okay, so we're fighting basically a Necker warrior. Looks like it's in this
Found a
cave.
good place for their nest.
I still really don't know what neckers are, if I'm being honest. Like, they're just kind of like ground goblins, if that makes sense. Oh, one's behind me, I think. Yep. There we go.
Finally, the main nest.
Like, they live in caves and they pop
Neckers
out
have
of the
developed
ground
an immunity
everywhere.
to the toxin. Now the poison protects their nest. Clever.
But they're not really like mole men. They're like little goblin people. Okay, oh my god. I see a bunch off the map there. I just fighting them off until like the big guy comes out. I guess, like, they're definitely feral, but they're not vampires. Not at all.
Guess I got company.
Ah, it's the Hagubman. He's running away. Oh my god. Okay. I see how this is gonna be. Alright, come back out. There he is. Two hits and he just goes right back in. Love it. Alright, neckers are a lot like drowners, in which you aren't really in danger unless they just swarm you all at once. But they're also weaker than drowners, I'm pretty sure, so they're much easier to take care of. And there we go. The Hagubman is dead. That would make sense, like drinking blood from the neck, but they definitely aren't vampires. I could probably like read their actual thing, because they're in the Ogroid family, with like trolls and giants and ogres. There's neckers under the bridge. If you all cross at once without slowing, there's nothing to fear. Close your eyes and pray if you do get stuck. A lone one is harmless, 5 are dangerous, 10 can kill even a veteran monster slayer. Don't know about that. Yeah, it doesn't really tell you a whole lot about what they are. But I'm sure they're based off of some kind of like real life, I want to say mythology, but I think you get what I'm saying. I need to repair another sword. Like, if you were to look up neckers on Google, you'd probably get the Witcher entry, actually. But the wiki might tell you what they're actually based on. I'm just not 100% sure what that is. But I'd be willing to bet it's something real world. Yeah, I know, right? Got, like, no real info from it. Half of it was just a quote. Okay, we'll turn this in, and then we need to check the notice board for the whole reason we came here, I think. You, Thorlef.
So will you help then?
Killed the beast that was troubling you.
Merciful Freya. Horson's finally dead. Now, tell us, was it a tough fight? Got any wounds need dressing?
No, I'll be all right.
Nothing new to the likes of you. Hard work, Witcherin. All right, your reward. This here's for you.
Thanks. So long.